Hello, Internet dwellers, and welcome to Franchise Schmanchise. I am Jeff Bell here again for this episode with my co-host for this franchise, TC DeWitt.
Hello. Welcome. It's good to be back.
Yeah, welcome back.
I'm welcomed to be back. Franchise Schmanchise. It's a very fun podcast title, but not the easiest of podcast titles.
Nope, but that's the point. And today we're watching the 1990 movie Die Hard 2, Die Harder, directed by Nightmare on Elm Street 4 director Renny Harlin, and starring Bruce Willis back again as the famed everyday action man, John McClane. And by the end of this episode, we will answer the most important question: does this movie deserve a sequel? You'll have to wait till the end to hear that. So like an icicle through the eye, let's stab right into this episode, shall we, TC?
Ooh, dang it, you punned me again. Well done, sir.
Took me 2 weeks to come up with that, so...
oh, yeah, that's good.
No, that's...
Two is the magic number here,
two.
Because that's what this is. It's Die Hard 2.
This is. We should really call this Franchise Schmanchiser.
Franchisor. Schmanchisier. I'm curious. Do we discuss? Do you want to discuss like the original at all, or like how are we just going to focus on this movie? Because I know previously in episode 1 we discussed our reactions to Die Hard itself and our feelings about if there should be a sequel and what that sequel should be. And now we've gotten this sequel, and it's a sequel to Die Hard, to be sure.
Yep.
Well, I guess just free form. Wherever you want to go, I will follow, my friend.
Right, and we're along the same lines right now. So now we have a sequel. We have an official part 2 to the Die Hard franchise, and we've watched it. It's definitely you can sense the enthusiasm in the tone of my voice, can't you?
I think you thought it was a number 2. It's just that's the sense I'm getting from your tone.
Just not exactly. There's so much I could say about this, because I'm really I'm on the fence about Die Hard 2. I love Die Hard 1. The first Die Hard is so good. It's so entertaining. It's so much fun. It's I can watch that movie over and over and over and over and over again, and I don't get sick of it. I start quoting it. I like what I watch. This one, on the other hand, at least in my opinion, and in the past have skipped it entirely.
Ooh. Well,
to take a step away from the structure of the show, I have, while watching the Die Hard movies, I will watch 1 and then I will skip over to this one.
1 and 3.
1 and 3, just because. 1 and 3. Okay. But and I will every once in a while be like, all right, let's watch part 2. And actually, I have a funny story about watching this movie this time. I saw something I'd never seen before.
Was it William Atherton's butt? Because that's always been there.
You know what? 2 minutes in, maybe I just have always blocked out his butt in the beginning of the movie. Maybe that's why. It's oh my goodness. And I'm watching
that was his idea. That was his idea. He said, I want a memorable, interesting way to introduce this character. I'm going to do some martial arts naked. There we go.
In my head,
and the director was like, you don't have to do that. No, I'm going to do it.
In my head, that means he went, there's no way I can top Alan Rickman's performance in the last film unless you see my naked butt in the first 2 minutes of the movie. That's the only way I can top it.
And that didn't do it. No one will top Mr. Alan Rickman. I'm sorry. I said William Atherton. That's the wrong actor. William Atherton is the the douchebag of the 80s.
Oh yes. The one that's still up in the plane in this one. That's right. Oh my goodness.
Another returning character. Yeah. Anyone listening was like, William Atherton's butt isn't in this movie. It's William Sadler's butt.
I'm actually probably glad that William Atherton's butt is not in this movie. I don't know. I feel like between the two of them, William Sadler probably had the better butt. Just not that I have any experience or proof of this, but
yeah.
I'm just thinking, and I always forgot because so growing up, I watched the Bill and Ted movies.
Yeah,
and I never made the connection until maybe 10 years ago that William Sadler played Death in Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey.
Yes, you're right. Oh my God, it didn't even dawn on me.
Yeah, and then once once I made that connection, now like if you go onto his IMDb page, his photograph of him is just it's a normal headshot of him.
Yeah,
but all I
very,
can see is death from Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey.
3 out of 5. 5 out of 7.
And that's all I can think of him doing in this movie too. Like I'm like no, that's death. That is definitely death.
He is the president in the Marvel Cinematic Universe as well.
Oh, that's right. He is, isn't he?
Yeah, at least for the time being. I don't know if he's been as he's served. I don't know if he's served his term yet.
Because he's President Ellis, isn't he? Oh, all
right, we're off the rails here. Let's talk good, okay? Because there is some good to be had about this movie. I think.
Is there?
You might disagree.
Is there
with me.
really good?
Yeah, okay. Let me point right up front. Because you're right. The poster says it all. He's back in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Right.
And there's a lot of meta humor moments, like what the heck, in the same another air duct in another building, another attack. Like even
Look at the same
McClane
shit
himself
happened to the
makes
same
reference.
guy twice.
Exactly.
Which
and Holly says it very sadly at the end of the movie. Why does this keep happening to us?
And both times in the movie, and even in my notes, I feel like that's the screenwriter talking to the studio, going, "Really, same thing." Twice in a row.
Well,
like this.
here's some good.
Yes.
Okay, this movie gets started right away.
Oh yeah.
There's not even an establishing shot. This thing is like Die Hard 2. Hey, don't tow my car. Hey, and he's right there. I'm here to pick up my wife. All the exposition is in like the first 60 seconds.
Right. And that was another one of my notes. I'm like, there's more exposition in the first 2 minutes of this movie than like the rest of the film. Because in like 2 lines of dialogue, you get that, hey, I'm waiting for my wife, Holly. She's on this plane. I'm here with the kids. I'm in D.C. I'm an L.A. cop. Hey, don't tow my car. The families are going to hate me. Like, it's all of this in like 2 lines of dialogue.
And I think that's both good and bad.
Right.
I think it's good because they're like, wow, they got it right out of the gate. They didn't like take their time. They got started right away. It's bad because it is so ham-fisted exposition. Like no one, hey, don't tow my car. My name's John McClane. I used to be a New York officer. Then my wife moved to L.A. and now I'm an L.A. officer. And I'm here to pick her up. Like that's the bad. The good is that they got like started right away. The bad is how they handle it.
Right, exactly. Like literally, if we looked at the episode 1, if we looked at Die Hard 1, like it would be the equivalent of the movie starting with John like rubbing his toes on the carpet in Holly's her office, and then the gunfire happening. Like that is how quick the movie would have started. Which might not be that bad. Just like
yeah.
But no.
I'm gonna probably side more with you in that this isn't a very good successor to Die Hard.
Right.
Because I feel it's a little smug at times. It's a little too self-aware just how good that first one is. Mm-hmm. It's more violent. It's got more ad-lib zingers from Bruce Willis. Whereas the ad-lib zingers made John McClane the character he is in the first one. It worked so well that they're like, all right, Bruce, just go to town.
Yep.
And I feel like in the first one, he probably, I don't know, I obviously don't know, but it felt a little more honest and a little more hesitant to be John McClane and to have those one-liners. And I feel like maybe a younger, newer actor was taking risks in doing that with the script. And in this one, they just let him off the chain. They're like, no, you're John McClane. You're Bruce Willis. Go to town.
Yeah, do whatever you want. Just go ahead.
It felt smug.
Yep.
The movie has a very smug sensibility to it.
The one thing I've noticed, and again, like when I was just rereading my notes for the movie and definitely while I was watching it, like the character of John McClane comes off a little bit more like he comes off a little bit more of a dick in this one. Like there is a sense, not again, don't get me wrong, like I'm not saying even in the first one that John McClane is not a dick by all means. Again, he pushes a body out of a window and onto Al's car. Like that's kind of a dick move, but he comes off.
It's lovably dickish.
It's a lovely dickish. That's yes. Yeah. So I got distracted by that term. But like he in this one, a lot of his lines, a lot of his actions make him just a little more on the side of like, no, you're kind of just a dick. Like, and,
Yeah, a little more smarmy. Like when he's getting the facts with the flight, like the lady at the help desk at the airport,
Yep.
and she's obviously flirting with him, and he's being all like, "Yeah, I know,
Yeah.
yeah, I know." And until finally, she's like, "I get off at 8," and he's like, "Look at the ring, baby."
Yeah, already taken. But like his comment, like I don't know, like later on in the movie when he's down inside the sewer, not the sewer system, but like on the underground passages, talking to the guy that helps him, with like the maps and helps him find stuff.
Yeah, the janitor.
The janitor guy. Like the janitor guy's like, what are you gonna pay me for that information or something like that? Or he basically wants to barter, and John's line is like, I'm gonna let you live. His delivery is kind of cold. It's like, okay, well, you didn't have to do it that way. You came off a little darker than you probably could have, and I don't know, it just
and that lends to the upping the ante on everything in this movie compared to the first one.
Mm-hmm.
It is far more violent. I will say this though, to make another good point about the movie, it's the heart is still there. I think John McClane, he cries when that plane crashes. He went out there. He's like, I don't know what I'm doing. I gotta do something.
Right.
When he sets the two torches on fire, and he's like, no, yep. and he fails, and it hurts him. It also motivates him to keep wanting to kick these guys' asses. But I appreciated that the character had a heart. That he wasn't just this. It showed the signs of the hero he was in the first movie, which a man who cares.
Right.
It's not just about saving his wife; it's about saving all the people.
Right, exactly. I mean, like ultimately, obviously, yeah, he knows that if they brought down that plane, that they could very well bring down Holly's. But it's still very much so. Like he knows 230 people were on that plane with like everybody. I think is what they say in the movie,
including Chief O'Brien.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. So because we're talking about this segment, let me tell you a quick little side anecdote. The first time I ever saw this movie was on DVD when I bought the 20th Century Fox trilogy box set of all three movies when there was only 3 of them. And my copy of part 2 would get to the scene when they're heading out to the skywalk. When the radio tower guy and the army guy, or not the army, but the SWAT team guys are heading out to the skywalk, it would then skip and not work until they're going out to the wreckage of the crashed plane.
Whoa.
So
weird.
in my head, and then the rest of the movie played fine. Until I watched it for this podcast, have never seen that stuff in between before.
Oh, wow.
So,
oh, geez.
And in my head,
that changes a little bit of context.
It does, because when I watched it, I'm like, okay, they're going out, and then they're at a crashed plane, and John's crying, and I'm like, oh my God, Holly's plane crashed. I'm like, they killed Holly. Like that's how I took it. And then because she's out of the movie for like a chunk of it there. Until then, all of a sudden they're back up in the plane with her, and I'm like, oh, wait, they didn't kill her. Wait, whose plane crashed? I never knew.
You just thought it was. You just thought it was poor writing.
Exactly. And I also only assumed that it was like, because I knew it was skipping some of the movie, but like,
yeah,
I always thought it was like maybe like 5 or 10 minutes it went by, but then I looked at this time. No, that's like freaking 20-25 minutes of the movie that was just gone in my version.
Wow.
And
well, okay, well that's kind of a fresh experience for you.
It was. And then once that happened, I was watching those sequences kind of going, oh, okay. Oh, that's kind of fun. Oh, that's what happened to not Patrick Stewart. That's what happened to the T-1000 from Terminator. I'm like, oh, okay.
That's right. Yeah, Robert Patrick has a little cameo in here. So does John Leguizamo.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Very tiny part in church.
But yeah, that was just a side little anecdote. Because we were at that point in our conversation, I had to bring that up because it's so weird that I've never seen that part of the movie until just now.
That's funny. But since we're speaking of little cameo and appearances and continuing towards the characters, I want to talk about how weak this ensemble cast is. Again, in comparison to the first one, where every character who has a line of dialogue is a character. Every main character, every supporting character, every side character, you know something about them you know a lot about them with little information in the first one. In this second one, the bad guys are just bad guys.
They're very generic, cliche. Yeah. I'm a bad guy. And that's it. Yes, I agree.
And I think that hurts the movie in that there's very few likable characters in the whole film. like with the first one, even the bad guys, there's a lot of likable characters. Ellis is terrible, but he's good. That's a good character.
Yeah. No, I will agree.
Argyle, Al, yeah. And here there's far less likable characters. And I mean, even Dennis Franz with his crazy Chicago accent working in Washington D.C.
is so ridiculous. It's so over the top. And but yeah, it's just my other biggest complaint, kind of going along those lines. I almost feel like because they have so many characters, and I feel like they did this because obviously Die Hard 1 had a ton of different characters. So they kind of kept doing, and characters that got introduced halfway through the film or through, like the FBI agents in part 1 that didn't show up until halfway through or later, so like you get what is it not Colonel Stewart? That's the main guy. It's Major Grant. When him and his team show up like halfway through the film, but there's so many characters that have so weak. I feel like maybe there's too many characters. I think that's what I'm trying to say. Considering how weak they are, I almost wonder, like, the writer kind of tried emulating the first film, but couldn't really flesh out all the characters that they had developed.
Yeah, they went out of their way to make a Die Harder movie. Yeah. Everything needs to be more. Just give more of what worked before. Do more of that. Yep.
And nobody cares about the characters. Just make big explosions and big set pieces and lots of gunfire and a lot of shootouts and just. Yeah.
Now I do feel like we're being a little hard on this movie.
And you know what? And yeah, I will agree.
Whether you,
sorry, you were saying. Sorry.
No, well, no. I mean, I because I'm like you. I'm on the fence. Sometimes I think this movie is a good movie. I think this is a good, stupid '90s action movie.
Yes.
It's a fair successor to a great film. How could you follow up that movie? I think, well, I guess this is the way to go. But then there's other times where I just roll my eyes at it because it's a little too typical.
Right.
Like it's not as unique as that first one was. So yeah, sometimes I'm okay with this movie. Sometimes this is a fun add to the Christmas list movie.
Right.
But other times I'm like, no, let's just go to 3.
Yep. And I want to be I want to be clear too, because I know I come off sounding like I just utterly hate this film, and it's not. Like I still enjoy watching it. It's fun, very much so, like you, in the sense of it's like I will watch it. Don't get me wrong, I watched it all the time. Just when there was only 3 of them, I'd watch it, sure, but it's the one I have the most problems with.
Well, at least, we have to think about it just right as its own thing right now.
Exactly.
You can't say you have a big problem with it.
So, like, between the two of them, like between Die Hard and Die Hard 2, I will always watch Die Hard. I will probably not always watch Die Hard 2. I
agree. We did a rewatchman of this a couple years back because it would have been too easy for us to just love Die Hard 1. We wanted to challenge ourselves to be a little more critical to Die Hard 2. Right. Because Die Hard 2 is, as we've been discussing right now, it is a little easier to pick at and kind of point out mistakes to. I know you have a slew of notes in front of you. I mean, what else? Let's keep delving in here. What else you got for me?
Well, so kind of going back to what you were saying, if Die Hard was the film that kind of redefined the late 80s, early 90s action genre, because I feel like it did that. I feel like it kind of breathed some new life into that genre. Die Hard 2 was the fully embracing what had become the action genre post Die Hard. Because obviously
it's just a copycat.
It's a copycat. It didn't try to go, no, we created the genre, so we can, let's go about this in our own way. It's continue with what we had created. It just kind of went, oh, okay, well, Die Hard did that. Let's be bigger and badder and grander, but it lost some of those elements that did make Die Hard 1 good. And to try to break it out, I don't know what. I couldn't pinpoint exactly. I feel like it's a lot of what we've already talked about. The fact that John McClane is a little more smug. He's not as. He's becoming less real to me. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I can see what you're saying. That he's a little more indestructible in this one. He still gets put through the ringer, but
Yeah.
it's that ER. It's the add the to the end. He's a badass. Make him badassier.
Yep. he's more John
He's
McClane.
indestructible. Make him. He's John McClaneier. But and at the same time, it's hard to take something that like the first, like it's like Temple of Doom to Raiders of the Lost Ark. A lot of people can call Temple of Doom the worst of the, like, oh, I like Temple of Doom the least. But then there's other people like, no, Temple of Doom's my favorite. I certainly don't think Die Hard and Die Hard 2 are on the same level as Raiders of the Lost Ark and Temple of Doom. But
I'm pretty sure that's what I'm hearing, TC.
No. I'm saying it's a tough gamut to play to try to follow up one of the best.
Right. Exactly. It's literally what, like, if you wanna put it in a modern context, it's what like the Dark Knight had to do, like what was up against for Batman Begins, because when Batman Begins came out, like everybody was like, oh, this is myself included, it's an amazing Batman movie. I love it. It's great. And then it's like, how the hell are you going to top that movie? But they managed to do it. And then
I actually think the fair comparison would be to go from Dark Knight to Dark Knight Rises.
In relationship to quality,
that's more
yes.
like Die Hard. From Die Hard to Die Hard 2, I think you're more able to compare Dark Knight to Dark Knight Rises,
where it's like
in that analogy.
Yes, that's a more fair point, because then it's more like, oh look, well, how can we top this, a movie that everybody loves? Oh look, we can't.
That's the problem with Die Hard 2, is that it tried too hard.
Yes.
To top the last one, and that is where the fallacies of this movies are. If you take away the first one, right? If you just kind of separate your mind from that first one and just experience Die Hard 2 as a standalone film, it's actually a fun, mind-numbing 90s action movie.
And
yeah, it's good. Like, it's good. It's got some fun stuff too. I think the action set pieces really work. I really wish John McTiernan had come back for this one, because I think that would have made all the difference.
True.
I think if McTiernan had come back and kept his direction and vision that he had for the first one on this one, this movie would be Temple of Doom.
Right.
That's my opinion.
Where it would probably have been, it would have still been a little darker, because that's the direction we're going in movies like this, or in this time frame. But it would have had still that central core of what made Die Hard 1 good. It would have still had a lot of that in it, ultimately. So I fully agree. I fully agree with that. That's a very good theory. It's a shame. It would have been. I'm very curious to know what a John McTiernan Die Hard 2 would have been. Like, I'm really kind of curious to know.
He gets it. He got it so well in that first one, and he's gotten action movies before. Like, McTiernan is one of the finest action directors of his era. Rennie Harlan is not. I mean, the guy made Cliffhanger. The guy made Deep Blue Sea. He's not the highest quality action director.
Nightmare on Elm Street
his library.
4. Seriously, that movie is ridiculous. And I watched the documentary on that whole film series, and even he was just like, yeah, we're just doing stuff. Like, he didn't really know what he was doing.
The Dream which one's 4? Is that the Dream Maker or Dream
Master?
The Dream Master?
Yep, Dream Master. Yep, that's the one where they really get into the dream aspect of Freddy Krueger.
Well, I don't mean, I don't mean to go off on Nightmare on Elm Street. See, our friend Bill Corey makes a good point when discussing movies. If you can't help but start talking about other movies, then the one you're supposed to be talking about, that says something about the quality.
True.
So I'm going to rein us back in and say, let's look at Die Hard 2. Now,
So one thing to bring up, because we brought this up at the beginning of Die Hard 1, and we should probably bring this up at the beginning of this one. So Die Hard 1 was based upon a novel called The Detective. This one is also based upon a novel called 58 Minutes.
Oh.
That had,
and is it it's not a Die Hard novel?
It is not.
Is it a Die Hard novel?
No, it is not. It came out in 87. So, and here's the plot. Here's the plot of the book. So again, it is not. It was 2 years or 3 years later. It was adapted into Die Hard 2, but is not a Die Hard. It was before the first Die Hard came out. So, like,
Okay.
just
All
throwing
right.
that out there. But here's the plot of it, okay? Frank Malone is a divorced NYPD captain who is waiting at JFK International Airport in New York City for his young daughter to arrive from California as he is going to spend Christmas with her. Unfortunately,
Wow.
a mysterious man known only as Number One calls the control tower and tells the crew of the airport that he has cut the power to the runway lights of JFK and every airport in the vicinity and has hijacked their equipment, leaving them only 58 minutes to meet their demands until the first plane, which carries Frank's daughter, runs out of fuel and crashes. And there's a giant, massive blizzard coming in.
Okay. So the movie.
It's literally the movie, except they changed the characters. They put Holly up in the plane.
Well,
they changed it to John.
This is not the this is not the only time this has happened. There's certainly this happens regularly. On Stranger Tides, the fourth Pirates of the Caribbean movie is based on a book that's not Jack Sparrow. It just has a pirate named Jack in it, so they just absorbed it into this. We will see another movie in this franchise that did the exact same thing.
Yes.
So that's interesting that they had the rights to this movie, and someone at Fox was like, or I don't know. I'm sure the circumstances were we need another Die Hard. Well, this is pretty Die Hard like. Hey, you make this a Die Hard movie.
Right.
Simple as that.
Which is
and the thing is that's a good plot. That is a very good plot.
Oh yeah. Actually, and I really love the idea that it's like they only have 58 minutes. I kind of wish that. I mean, I guess they do. They do kind of have a time limit because obviously a plane is landing in this one.
Yeah.
And I'm very curious to know. I would like to actually read that book to see how much of the book made it into the movie outside of that general plot overlay. You know, like outside of the core concept. Is it that the bad guys are, looking for, are waiting for this guy to come in and they're going to take him and they're all going to go.
General.
Yeah, exactly.
General Velissimo. No, that's not his name.
It sounded legit. But like, is that it? Is that the plot? And obviously,
Ramon Esperanza.
if people who are listening have read that book, leave us comments and let us know like how similar that is. Like, I'm very curious to know. I never have. I would like to though. It actually, if anything, I feel like this is one of the few times in my life where watching a movie has made me want to read a book. And it's not saying there's anything wrong with the movie. It's just like, I'm really curious to know, like, how different is that? Like,
Go to the source material.
Yeah, exactly.
That makes sense.
So
let's talk about the bad guys though. I think that doubling down on the bad guys, tripling down if you really think about it, because Colonel Stewart is the bad guy. Oh no, Major Grant is also a bad guy.
Yeah.
Oh, and they're going after Ramon Esperanza, who's also the bad guy.
it's three separate groups of bad guys that are all coming together at one point to all leave simultaneously. And
I really do like the moment when he has the machine gun and to prove his point, he fires it at everybody and it's blanks.
So
What are you goddamn mind, McClane?
I'm pretty positive McClane would have gotten shot by somebody, even if they are blanks. Opening fire in a police precinct in an airport probably gonna get you shot. Probably gonna.
Badass.
But you know what? Like so there. Okay, now there. I do have some positive things to say about this movie. Things I liked that they did with it. That sequence prior
let's
to
hear
it. Yep. The sequence prior to that whole moment when John gets the gun. That whole shootout at the church. And this is more of the filmmaking side of it. And when obviously, they're all blanks, so obviously they're not going to leave bullet holes. There's not going to be the sound effects of ricochets because why would there be? Because there's no actual bullets leaving the gun. But the sequence was done so well that you don't realize that there's no bullet holes. There's no debris flying in the air. There's no ricochet sound effects. It's just gunfire. And
It's just noise.
It's just noise. And like your first viewing, you will not catch that because you get so used to like, oh, well, whatever. Not all movies have that in it, that when and it doesn't do it, you don't think of it as, oh, something's missing. Maybe
that's
a few
interesting.
people
I guess
do, but
I never would have thought of it.
It was something that like that dawned on me watching it this time. I'm like, that's very well done filmmaking. That and then it's also a small slight on the way that we as film viewers have gotten accustomed to maybe bad filmmaking. Maybe like the whole like oh well, they didn't do the sound effects. Oh whatever, they just didn't bother putting it in this time. No, the gunfire's going on. The editing is done so well you don't realize it, and so there's a compliment. There is more. I do have. I'm not saying this is a terrible movie. I'm just saying
no,
it's not my favorite so far.
I like the plane fight. I like the fight on the final like punch out throwdown on the plane.
Hey, and any with like a Major Grant and then Colonel Stewart.
Yeah.
And
then sending him through the turbine, like through the engine, like that's pretty hardcore.
Any death by turbine engine is a win in my book because I'm always
so
like
Steven Seagal in that Terminator or that which movie is it?
Oh,
Steven Seagal goes through
isn't it like
Air Force One?
I think isn't that like in the beginning too, somewhere like near the beginning, or it's happened.
Either way, yes, please.
Anytime that happens, I always do the exact same reaction. I'm like, oh my god, that'd be gross, but very well done. All right, I liked that. That was fun. Because it runs through my head for a split second what that would feel like. And then I get grossed out, and then I just applaud them for doing it in a movie. Like it's like, oh, that was good, well done.
So I think in general, if you just accept that this will never be Die Hard,
right?
This movie's all right. I think this movie's okay. I think it does leave me wanting in terms of, oh, you could do so much more with this character. But it doesn't have to amp up everything. You can explore this character a little differently. So I like this movie. It's like a C. It's like a solid C for me.
Okay.
C plus.
So like, just really like, so like having said that, whereas we had discussed at the end of the last episode about how Die Hard, when you're done watching the first Die Hard, we both kind of agreed that we didn't need another one because that was a good movie. We're happy with that movie. Yeah, it'd be fun to see more of what he does, but we don't really need another one. This movie, on the other hand, when you get done watching it, because you kind of made that comment, does it make you want to watch another Die Hard? Like, are you like, okay,
right? So
I want to see another one.
Are we asking? Are we gonna broach the?
I think we should. We're about like halfway-ish through the episode, so why don't we start broaching that, and then we can come back to anything else we might have missed. So, do you feel that that Die Hard 2 left you going, I need another Die Hard, for whatever reason? Do you think it needed a sequel? Do you think this one deserved a part 3? Deserves a part 3? Honestly,
my knee-jerk response is yes, because I think they could do better.
Okay.
I think that it was good seeing John again, but it was disappointing to see him kind of go through such a similar circumstances. We had discussed in after 1 that a sequel would be nice to see more of John if they were going to do a sequel. Yes, but it would be more interesting to explore him in different circumstances. And I think seeing this one, it left me wanting redemption. This certainly isn't a Crystal Skull situation where I'm like, nope, we need one more to fix this.
Right.
It was a matter of, okay, it was cool to go back to this character, and since you did it once, it might be worth seeing it again. So I say yes, I want another one. Okay. I think I want to go back to John one more time to finish off this character. The power of 3, and if you're gonna do 2, let's go for 3.
Let's go for 3, and let's have it wrap things up and be done.
Yeah. So, but how do you feel about it? I think you feel differently.
I do, actually, and the truth is, I when the movie ended, I sat there for a second, or for not a second. It wasn't like it wasn't like credits. No sequel. No, I sat there and I kind of thought about it, and I'm like, you know what, it was fun, but I see so much of part 1 in it, but not this is gonna sound really mean. Not reaching not reaching the level of part 1. Like we kind of said, it tried being part 1, but it didn't quite be part 1. And
right. Did this movie make you want to go back and watch part 1?
It did, actually. It made me kind of like, I just kind of want to watch part 1 again, because part 1 was better. And like I feel like, and like a lot of the things that I kind of talked about, Like, I feel like he's already becoming, like we said, he's starting to become more smarmy. He's more of a dick. He's
a little more cocksure than we needed.
Yeah, he's not. I could, as we said in the last one, I could at least remotely picture myself, being John McClane for a small portion. Not saying the whole diving off the top of a building as it explodes. Like, no, I would
do that.
I would just pee my pants and then trip and fall over the edge of the building and go down like Hans. That's how I would go.
Paul Blart is what you're saying you are.
Yes. But like it's he's in this movie. There isn't a spot, even though when the only time I could ever see myself reacting in a similar fashion is when he's bawling his eyes out on the runway when the plane crashes. Because that's a real human response. You tried saving these people, 230 some odd people just died in front of you. Like, and you couldn't do anything about it. Yes, I get that. That is a very human response, and that is the closest I feel that we get to John McClane in the entire movie. The rest of it, he's more of just a standard action hero. And
male bravado.
Right. And watching it just kind of makes me like, well, if this is where this franchise is going, I don't need to see another one because the first one did it better. So my opinion is, where like I understand yours, I get yours. It totally makes sense because I could probably say to myself like, okay, I will watch one more if they can somehow bring back what the first one had. I will watch one more then. But if they're like, nope, we're just doing these two, I'd be like, or like they're like, we have no idea if we're ever going to do another one. I'd be like, no, I don't need another one. Thanks. I'm good. I'll go back to watching part one and then maybe pop this one in on every once in a while. But it didn't have the character. It didn't have the feel. It didn't have all the little things that I really, really liked it. Even Al. So Al shows up in this one for like a 5-minute cameo, which, by the way,
it's like minutes. It's like 2 minutes.
Which, by the way, I really don't think he would have been able to run the fingerprints through a fax machine. Like, I feel like based upon my knowledge of the quality of fax machines, maybe not so much nowadays, but it's circa 1990, that damn thing would have just come out as a smudge,
a black smudge.
Ink.
Yeah.
He wouldn't have been able to get a print to run it off of that. Like, that's just ridiculous.
Suspension of disbelief, Jeff.
I know.
Suspension of disbelief.
And again, that's where like most of my notes were all these like sarcastic comments. But like,
maybe you should do an audio commentary as a special that people can have for franchise schmanchise. Maybe you should start thinking about doing commentary tracks.
That would be kind of fun. It's the alternating episodes. Like, or every once in a while, I'd just be like, nope, it's the for this franchise, it's Jeff doing it's me doing the commentary. Jeff speaks in third person.
MST in it. Yeah. But anyway, with Al, you're saying so.
But like with Al,
having Al cameo,
he was probably the one that was the same. Like, yeah, okay, that's Al. That's Al from the first film. Like, and I get it. And it was cool.
2 minutes of him.
It's cool seeing him, but all that did to me was make me wish the movie was more like part one. It was just like, you have a lot of the same people. Why couldn't you just, I don't know. And I'm not saying I wanted a rehash of part one because we kind of got that with this one. To a degree, it's the same, except it's instead of a building, it's planes, and an airport, and that's all it is. He's running around an airport instead. But I don't know. I don't know where I was going with that. I felt like it was a little, this one a little weaker. It was just weaker than the first one, and yeah. So no, which is good. I'm glad that we have disagreeing opinions.
Well, I see it from this point of view. This movie came out in 1990. The Indiana Jones trilogy had finished the year before. 1989 was Last Crusade. So Spielberg had created a trilogy that that and Star Wars were the standard of trilogies to this day.
Yeah.
I mean, the powerful magic number of 3 was more or less fine-tuned and it was just refined by Indiana Jones and Star Wars. And so with this movie being the dark middle movie, certainly not of the quality of Empire Strikes Back or Temple of Doom by a long shot, I think they need to come back for one more to finish off this franchise.
Do you think that is the intention of the filmmakers in the studio? Do you think because there was a 2-year gap between Die Hard and Die Hard 2, do you think that they, in their head, they're like, we're going to do Die Hard 2 and then, we'll wait like a year or so and then we'll start production on Die Hard 3 and then make a trilogy? Do you think that's kind of where they were going? Or do you think it was more of we're just going to do these as long as they make money? Like,
I have more of a feeling that it's probably we'll do it till it's not making money attitude, but because this movie did have a bigger budget.
This movie. I mean, I looked that up. I looked that up last time when we were talking about Die Hard 1, and the budget for this one was like 180 million. Or no, sorry. This budget for this one was 70 million, which I think didn't like Die Hard 1 make 80 million or something like that. Like I feel like the budget for this one was basically what the first one had earned in the box office. Like I'm double checking. Let me look. You keep talking.
Okay, like Die Hard 1 was the bigger success. It was the bigger at the time the cult success because it wasn't. There's no way, like in first glance, that this movie should have done as well as it did. So with Die Hard 2 coming 2 years later, it was like, hey, this movie, let's try again. Let's see if we can catch some of that lightning again. It was 5 years until they made Die Hard 3, so I don't think this one left them with the need or the intention of doing a third one. I think maybe the powers that be were probably like, we'll see how this does. Maybe we could do this again. I think it was more, hey, let's do one more outing, see if we can grab as many dollars as we can.
Right. While the character and the product is still hot. Yeah, because the first film had a $28 million budget. It made 80 million gross in the U.S. And then the second one,
pretty darn good.
Yeah, so what? Almost just under quadrupled its budget, or at least tripled its its budget. This one had a budget of 70 million, so it's already like almost 35 or 40 million dollars more, and it grossed 117 million in the box office. So it didn't do as well as the first one did. It still did well,
right? If you look at the percentages, though, it didn't.
It didn't.
That first one was the bigger success.
Right.
So here's the question. If you're, like, Jeff, I know you said no sequel, but now you have to make a sequel. What is the sequel to Die Hard 2?
So, okay, it's 1990. We're in the early 90s. Again, like as I mentioned earlier, films are... It's prior to that whole like dark gritty reboot world that we are in nowadays, like with at least comic book characters. But we're in that early 90s where it's violent, it's dark still. We're coming out of the 80s. So I would personally, I'd go back. I would actually kind of go along the lines of what we were talking about in the last one. I would go back to the basics because it's like, well, how do you top this? How do you top planes in the air that are crashing? Like you're in charge of the airport. Like you can't get bigger than that unless it's literally a nuclear bomb that is going to go off, which then you completely lose the whole audience and the whole like human side of John McClane. Because now it's like, well, why the hell is he doing that?
If John McClane had to deal with nukes, that's a terrible idea.
Exactly.
I agree. I hope they never do that in this franchise.
They can't. They're smart enough. They're never going to do that.
Well, here's. So I'm cutting you off there. What do you have a pitch? Do you know where you would go with this franchise?
Yeah. So like what I would do is I'd make it a smaller, little darker of a story. Basically, I would want it to go back because the core of the first film was that John was going out there to save his marriage, and it was just, was to basically kind of just save his family. They kind of wanted to make it work. So what better way than to go at the core of it than to literally kidnap his family and hold them hostage? Okay. So now his family is entirely, it would be Holly, and then it'd be the two kids, Jack and I don't know
Lucy and
Lucy,
Jack.
that's it.
Lucy. Yeah.
It would literally be the three of them.
This is Lucy McClane.
That's right. I forgot she does say her name. But like it's like it would literally be his family are in danger. His family are being threatened to be killed, and it would be it would be like it'd be somebody's getting revenge, or it's just some new group of people. I kind of like the idea that because it's a simpler film, it's somebody that maybe John has pissed off in the past is coming now to seek revenge on him. So they're kidnapping his family and they're making him do ridiculous things, because one of the things that happened in Die Hard 2 was there was a lot of people being like, oh yeah, so I saw you on the news, I saw you in the magazine, the Nakatomi incident. Like so obviously John has been in the news because of what he did. So people know who John McClane is. So he's almost kind of got like a status of like hero and savior. Like he helped all these people, he saved all these people in his building, and now he kind of did it again with the airport. So whoever kidnaps his family makes him do things in public to knock down that good guy persona. Like they're trying to physically ruin his life.
Huh. Okay. Yeah. Ruin his image.
Ruin his image.
Show.
And ultimately, in my world, because this is the way I go, Holly manages to momentarily break free, and in the process of doing so, she gets killed. Because let's just destroy John.
Oh my gosh.
But that pushes John over into like rage mode, if you will. But that just pushes him the rest of the way, where he's able to, like, he stops whoever the bad guys are, and then he saves Lucy and Jack. So at least he has his kids, But then what that would do, it's very dark. It's very a downer note, but the last two films were all about saving Holly, and he managed to save Holly. What better way to make him look human than if he's unable to save Holly this time? Like he can't save her.
You went way darker than I would have gone. Oh my gosh. Here's the way I look at it, Jeff. Okay.
Okay.
Franchises succeed on their formula. Okay. And we've seen the formula twice now. Die Hard has a formula, just like Indiana Jones has a formula, just like Star Wars has a formula. The best franchises find a way to do a variation on the formula that succeeds. Okay. And Die Hard 2 follows the formula. It just doesn't succeed where the first one does, which I think you'll agree with me on that.
Yeah, I'll agree with that. Yep.
Okay. So my pitch for a Die Hard 3 would be similar to my pitch for what I thought Die Hard 2 should be. The sequel to this movie that we just saw is a John McClane who is back at work trying to just keep his head down and do his damn job. And he's good at his job. He's a good cop. He's a good detective. He works the streets. Some circumstances involving someone else being sucked into a big terrorist, bad guy, robber, thief plot causes John to get dragged in to the circumstances. So he plays the experienced mentor to someone else going through this. And John is like, I can't. In the second one, he's like, I can't believe I'm going through the same thing again. In a third one, based like a sequel to this one, it's I can't do this again. I can't do this a third time. Like and that meta recognition of, are we really doing the same thing? I would give to John to be like, this has ruined my life, but I can't help myself. I have to do the right thing. This has ruined my life. This has ruined my marriage. This has ruined my relationship with my kids. And I'm just trying to get by. And every time I think I'm out, they pull me back in. And I like your idea of putting the main characters through the ringer. Mm-hmm. So if you have a character who is a new main character, a new protagonist who is suffering the consequences and wrath of some thief bad guy, and John gets involved, that thief bad guy be like, oh, I know you. You're the Nakatomi guy. You're the DC airport guy. Well, let's have some fun with this and your image, Mr. McClane. You want to be involved? Fine. Now you're involved. And then, so the bad guy who's got his motives, who's messing with this main character, now has John McClane mucking up the plan, and so he takes it out on John as well as our new main character. That's my pitch for a third one.
Interesting. Very interesting. Yeah, mine was a lot darker.
You can follow the Die Hard formula by having it's a big plot that really comes down to a robbery. You can have the action set piece after action set piece, but having the recognition of, I'm getting too old for this, of John not wanting to be involved, but can't help but be involved.
Right.
That's how I would do it. Partner him up with someone who's a little younger and more like, okay, we have to do this, right? And John being like, yeah, Yippee-ki-yay, let's go. Because then the more you poke and prod John in running him through the circumstances, the more you get the smart ass, the more you get to see the bravery, the more you get to see the heroic nature of this guy who's in the wrong place at the wrong time again and has had enough.
I think
because then if you want a death in this thing, you kill him at the end.
Oh, there you go.
And
he wasn't even supposed to be there today.
Or you have him right off into the sunset. You can go one of two ways.
I feel like they would have filmed both endings. I feel like they would have killed John off, and then also had him also filmed another ending where he would have ridden off into the sunset, and then they would have screened the one where he died, and then everyone would have been like, "No, we want to see him live," and then they would have just used that ending. Or they would have pulled a lethal weapon. And
in my pitch, you get to still have fun. Oh, sorry, the lethal weapon ending you're saying?
Oh yeah, they would have pulled the lethal weapon ending where they intended on Riggs and Murtaugh separating, and then filmed it, and the audience hated it. Because it's like, no, yeah, the test audience hated it because they're like, no, we want them together. We want them to be, because they look like they're friends, and they're driving off in the sunset because it was supposed to be a one-off, and then they changed it, and then we got 3 more.
Yeah.
See episode 926 of the Franchise podcast.
Don't marry yourself to that date.
No, that's a long ways away. These are going to go like episode 1, 2, 5, 400, 629, and then it's going to be like, there's like 8 episodes. What are these other numbers? I don't get this. So, but no. Anyways.
Well, yes, I do think you need to complete this trilogy, and I think you are right. You have to return to form, and I think returning to the reluctant hero in the wrong place at the wrong time, taking away the cocksuredness of John from 2, and returning more to that, I got to do this. It's the right thing to do, and it sucks. Yeah, all right. Listen, young sidekick who I'm helping, young apprentice.
Robin.
Young Batman to Robin, yes. This is just how it goes, which is funny because obviously we know there's more to come.
Yeah.
We know that we got 3 and 4. My pitch for 2 was essentially 3. My pitch for 3 is essentially 4.
That's gonna be the hard.
And that's
thing.
not intentional. That's not.
Like this is the one hard part about doing this podcast, because we do have to mentally keep ourselves pretending that we don't know what comes.
Right. We have to check out. We have to no, it doesn't exist. But I'm acknowledging it right here that I'm aware that my pitch sounds strikingly similar to 4.
Whereas mine was, I don't know, some other dark movie that doesn't have a place in the Die Hard franchise.
You got dark, bro. Stay with the formula.
I feel like I went the route of the Halloween movies, which I'm currently watching, in the sense of like, oh, well, we did 2 of them, whatever, that's fine. Part 3 needs to go in a different direction. We all know how well that turned out for those movies and that franchise. So it would just go the route of something different, and then wrap back around part 4 would just be like, oh yeah, just totally forget about part 3 and how it was totally different.
Let's just move on.
Let's just, which I have so many questions about that. I almost feel like I have to do the Halloween franchise because that's the one that's just the most in my head. I will have a field day on the 3rd part of that franchise.
I wish you luck. I don't know if I'm the right guy to watch those with you. You may want to call up Chad or something.
No. Yeah, I'll grab somebody. I'll grab like Chad or somebody that'll have fun with those too with me. So that's the beauty of the show. So and I don't know if we've ever discussed that, but like the goal is we're going to kind of bounce around different people for the different franchises, because I know not one person can, besides myself, could stomach all these different genres.
Well, I could. I watch movies.
You could.
It's my living.
Yeah.
Which, in many ways.
It is. I watch much shorter films, more like documentaries, as if it was my living.
Well, it sounds like we've reached the end of our conversation about Die Hard 2 here.
Yes. I think we have. So final thoughts, anything that we didn't talk about that you want to maybe mention?
Sure. Okay. I think that
anything about the movie.
I think that to answer the question, does this movie deserve a sequel? I don't think this movie was necessary, but since it exists, we need a 3rd one to complete this journey, and it has to be a trilogy. 3 is the magic number. So where I do say, I say yes. This movie needs a sequel. And you, what do you feel?
I say no, this movie doesn't deserve a sequel because of what it did and how it came out.
You don't deserve
what we
it.
have for part 2. You don't deserve a sequel. But again, I can see your point in the fact of being like, no, we need a part 3, A, to complete the trilogy, and to maybe get us back on track again. Because you know what? A lot of movies, a lot of things, TV shows, anything, books, you can see this in any kind of form of media. Whenever you have a continuation of an established, well-accepted story, sometimes the people writing it don't know what way to go with it. So you have to try something. Yeah. And they tried an avenue, and the avenue maybe was not the right avenue to go down to, but they would have never known that had they not done this. Had they not done 2, they wouldn't have known, no, we shouldn't go that way. Let's go a different direction. Or you can look at that at TV shows. First seasons of most TV shows are that way. You'll see characters and acts and like, well, they've never done that again. Well, it's because they tried it. They went, that doesn't work. We have to go another direction.
Right. Joey and Rachel together didn't work. Get her back with Ross.
Yep. Exactly. Exactly. That's a really good analogy. It's just getting rid of like one character from Parks and Rec because Mark, because nobody really seemed to like him. The character just didn't work. It was too just normal of a person. We needed somebody who was slightly different, so we got Adam, or we got Ben. But so I will say, in my opinion, no. I would have walked out of the theater going, all right, that was fine.
We're done. Let's go watch Die Hard 1 again.
And we're done. Yep, exactly. I'm like, well, Die Hard 1 was better, so I'll just watch that one. But obviously we know differently, don't we?
We do, because we have Die Hard with a Vengeance coming.
Ooh, and that title sounds so much better than Die Hard 2, Die Harder. Die Harder. It's like they didn't even try with the subtitle, right?
Well, Die Hard 3 was really,
what are we gonna
Die Hardest.
Die Hardest. It should have just, like, at the rate that it was going, it should have been just Die Hard, Die Harder, and Die Hardest. And there's your trilogy. Like, in the 80s, that's probably what they would have done.
But
like,
it's the 90s now, Jeff. It's the 90s now.
I know. Oh, I know. It's 90s. We got phones on planes now. Like, it's just like... Oh, and that sequence, the scene of, like, this is one of my notes, just the scene of waiting for telephones. And I've realized this. I've been watching a lot of like early 90s movies recently. Like I watched Home Alone again during Christmas, and I'm realizing I'm like the concept of going to any place and having to wait for a payphone to show up or to be free up in order for you to call somebody is like yeah, okay, I was alive obviously during that time, but like I'm so accustomed to cell phones now where everybody can be reached at any point. That image of just like John got paged by a number he didn't know. He called it on a payphone at the airport, which he had to wait for, and it turned out to be Holly in the air. Like that just that I kind of forget that we were in a simpler time.
Oh yeah, that's so alien now. And when you point it out, it's like, wow, you're right. That's I can't imagine someone younger trying to watching movies like this now and being like, just that concept is completely lost on them. Like, oh, you had to wait for a payphone. Yeah. Weird. A pager.
Why was Holly calling him? Why didn't she just text him and say the plane's going to be a little later? Or why did John show up at the airport? He could have just waited until he could have checked the flight times online and then would have been like, I'll wait a little bit and then I'll go in, or, oh man, just so many of those little things like that it's like nowadays, there was obstacles characters used to have to face back in the day that they don't necessarily have to anymore because technology has advanced. You have to come up with a reason why they don't have a cell phone, why they can't go online.
I have no service. That's the worst. Oh, my battery died. I'd rather the battery died on the cell phone than I can't get any service.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, anyway,
I'm sorry.
We've certainly gone off the rails.
4 locations in the world. totally off the rails. So yes. I say no. This movie did not deserve a sequel. In my eyes, I can see it. No, I don't. I would not personally want a sequel, but we know there is one coming up.
I'm interested to see what people comment in the comment section about how they feel about Die Hard 2, about how they feel about our pitches for 3. No, this is fun. Yes. I love doing this. I love that sort of fantasy world where we don't know what the third one is and what we feel would be logical. Like that's fun.
It's fun. And you know what? As I think I said this at the end of the last episode, for anybody who's listening to the podcast, you can go to the website, go to ghosthat.net, and find the podcast on there. That's where you'll find it. And then just go to this episode's list and leave comments and describe, like, if you have ideas about what you think the
Tell us we're wrong.
Should have been.
Tell us we're wrong.
Tell us we're wrong. Because I'm pretty positive nobody's going to like me by the end of this podcast. So, but yeah, let us know. Let us, talk about it. And then what we'll do is when we come around to the finale episode of this particular franchise, we'll go back and we'll definitely comment, or we'll read some of the comments that people have, and just kind of recap the franchise at that point. But from here on out, it's interesting.
Well, cool. Thanks.
That was Die Hard 2, everybody.
Yeah. Thanks again for letting me come and do this with you, Jeff. This is fun.
Hey, thank you for coming along with this fun, fantastic franchise journey that we're on, TC. I don't remember. Did I have a call off in the last episode? I can't remember. I don't believe so.
If I may do a quick plug for the Rewatchman podcast.
Yes. Oh, yes.
Yeah. So if
definitely plug all your stuff.
If you would like to hear some more movie conversation, check out the Rewatchman, which is available on iTunes for subscription. We just of recently, you can find our best of 2015 double episode where we do the best and the worst of 2015. We read a lot of our listener comments about some of theirs, and then we list our top 10. And our list episodes are always the most fun. They're usually the longest as well. But yeah, so check that out. That's the Rewatchman, and it's available on iTunes.
One day I will be on it. One day I will find a time to be able to be on an episode. It's all me. It's not you. Again, we discussed that in the end of the last one. So, I don't have anything else to plug. Listen to this podcast. It's a great show.
Yeah, you should just listen to the first episode and then this episode again.
With that, that is the end of the episode. And like I said, next episode will be, amazingly enough, the 1995 sequel to this movie called Die Hard with a Vengeance. Yeah, exactly. Cue the evil laugh. So, all right, guys. Thank you all for listening very much, and we will catch you guys later. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Franchise Schmanchise is a proud member of the Ghost Hat Media Network. For more information about the show, or to leave comments and talk to us, check out our Facebook page at facebook.com/franschman. This has been a production of Ghost Hat Media, proud member of the Ghost Hat Network. Find them online at www.ghosthat.net.
I like the ending.